Hey guys, in this video we will discuss about the facilitated diffusion. So when diffusion is occurring with the help of a carrier protein, it is called as facilitated diffusion. So let's look at the various steps that are involved in the facilitated diffusion. So suppose this orange color molecule, it has to be transported from outer side to inner side, from outer side to inner side of the cell membrane, and the green color molecule is the carrier protein. So there is a receptor site here in the molecule, and this orange color molecule, it will come and bind to this receptor site. Okay, so as soon as the molecule binds to the receptor site, there will be a conformational change into the carrier protein, and now carrier protein will look like this. So this is the molecule that is bound to the carrier protein. Now the carrier protein is closed from outer side and open on the inside. Now due to the weak forces of bond that is present between carrier protein and the molecule will detach from the carrier protein and come inside the cell. Now you can see that just after the molecule gets detached from the carrier protein, another conformational change happens, and the carrier protein, it comes into its original state, that is, it is open from outside and closed towards inside. Okay, so that's how the diffusion is facilitated by a carrier protein. Okay, so this is the process. So now there are two factors that determines the rate of diffusion. So first is the number of carrier protein. That is simple. More number of carrier protein, more is the rate. Okay, but second is speed of carrier protein, like how fast a carrier protein can transport a molecule. So faster the carrier protein, more the rate of diffusion. So these are two factors that determines the rate of diffusion. There are some characteristics related to the facilitated diffusion, carrier mediated transport. So let's have a look at it. When we plot rate on the y-axis and concentration on the x-axis, so when we plot a graph for the simple diffusion, so graph goes like this, like straight line. As the concentration of substance increases, the rate of diffusion also increases proportionately. Okay, but that is not the case with the facilitated diffusion, because graph will go like this, and in the graph the maximum point attained by a rate is called as Vmax, velocity max, Vmax. Why there is Vmax? Because you can increase the concentration of substrate that has to be transported, but you cannot increase the carrier protein or speed of carrier protein. So there is a limit in the rate, and that is determined by these two things, number of carrier protein and speed of carrier protein. So it will give a Vmax to us. Okay, so this is the graph for facilitated diffusion, and this is for simple diffusion. Okay, there is one more feature that is called as specificity. In the specificity, any type of carrier protein, it is specifically transport few type of molecules. They do not transport general molecules. For example, like there is a protein called GLUT. Glucose transporter. It can transport glucose or glucose-like molecules like mannose, but they cannot transport any other molecules. They are specific for glucose or mannose, glucose-like molecules. Okay, so we can say that the GLUT is specific for glucose or glucose-like molecules. Okay, now there is one more thing that is called as inhibition. Inhibitions are divided into two types. The first one is called as competitive inhibition. So here there is two substances. There is two substances that has to be transported, and they compete for a single receptor site. They compete for a single receptor site on the carrier protein. So when they compete for a single receptor site, obviously the speed or the rate of the transport will decrease. The rate of the transport will decrease for one molecule. If there is only one molecule like this, if there is only one molecule like this orange one, and it will bind to the receptor site. But in this case, in the competitive inhibition case, there is two molecules. They are fighting for single receptor site. So the rate of transport, it will decrease. Okay. After this, there is one more type of inhibition that is called as non-competitive inhibition. In non-competitive inhibition, there is a molecule. It will bind to a site apart from the receptor site. So this time this blue molecule, it will bind on this site, and the original receptor site is this. But what happens when the blue molecule bind on the allosteric site? These sites are apart from the receptor site, so they are called as allosteric sites. Due to this binding on the allosteric site, there is conformational changes. And due to this conformational change, the main receptor site, it gets blocked like this. So you can see this receptor site is blocked now because of the blue molecule binding. Okay, this kind of inhibition is called as non-competitive inhibition, because the inhibitor molecule, it is not competing with the substrate molecule for the same site. The inhibitor molecule, it has its own site to bind. So these are two types of inhibition in the characteristics of facilitated diffusion. That's all about the facilitated diffusion. Thank you.